here's the thing. You have some kind of a design detail, architectural detail, and you assume I better keep this. This is what's in the house. This is one of those things that they put in the flyer when we're selling the house. We shouldn't get rid of it.
Exactly.
And that's not always the case.
It's often not the case. I mean, it depends on how functionally you're going to use that space. And you may not like it. It may not be your aesthetic. So don't be afraid to rip something out if it's not working for you.
Yes.
And there's lots of fun, unexpected things we can do. For example, this could be an area in your bedroom where you decide, instead of doing a big piece of art, which often we do, you might decide to do a mirror. The nice thing about this mirror, the cord is actually adjustable. So we can hang it at any height, and then this could act as a vanity area in your bedroom, which is fantastic.
Nice.
And maybe you might even have a big, huge window here, and there may not be a great view. So hanging the mirror in front of maybe, you know, that truck that always parks across the street, so it's right there, but you still get lots of natural light from the window is fantastic. In fact, I did it in my parents' house.
How many people would have thought to do that? Hang a mirror in front of a window. So take a look at what Karen did at her parents' place. It's absolutely beautiful. As you mentioned, you still have a ton of natural light coming out. That's how it looked before they got the renovation started, and afterwards.
Yeah, so
that's
where
beautiful.
The towels were is actually where I put the vanity. And so there's a big long mirror, a window there, so somebody wouldn't have thought to put the vanity there. Yeah. And I actually moved the door over to be centered on that vanity. So when you walk in, that's the first thing you see. And I did a beautiful pivot mirror so you get all that natural light, but you don't have to look at the brick house next door.
That's cool.
So
very nice.
It really is a nice look. And you can see how I managed the lights. I actually did some pendant lights from the ceiling, similar to what we did here.
Well, this one's very cool, though. I love the industrial look of this.
This is very hip and very now. I mean, I've got our lights are a little crooked right now because we just unpacked them. If you let these hang over time, they will straighten out. Yeah. And I've got to thank Nicole and her boyfriend Andrew because they made the brackets for us.
Oh my goodness.
So this is a simple do-it-yourself project. The nice thing about this is you might need some extra light if you did a vanity area, for example, in your bedroom. Yeah. But you may not want to pay the electrician to come in and put some sconce lighting in. Right. Or maybe it's a concrete wall and you don't want to deal with that. So doing this and then plugging them in is actually really fun and really hip. So it's just a matter of deciding, and you don't have to commit to the light. You can slide the cord up and then the light bulb goes up too. So it becomes really simple. Yes. And this could also be a bathroom. So you can imagine you have this dresser, you want to reuse it. We could put a beautiful vessel sink here and put a faucet right here. So it's amazing how many options there are in terms of like reusing pieces of furniture or doing the unexpected, using the dresser as your vanity table. Right. And you've done it time and time again with your clients and your parents' place. What a beautiful makeover. So we're going to show you some transformations that you might want to think about when you are dealing with design elements. This is a before pic of a room, the living room, the family room. Yeah, this was a family room, and the clients did a huge addition off the back, so they didn't need another family room. Okay. So I said, why don't we convert this into the dining room? But the built-ins were actually not in great quality. They weren't the right scale. They were going to make the dining room too narrow. So by taking them out, we actually got the space we needed for this big, beautiful dining room. Look at all those chairs. That is a dream to me. It's a lovely dining room, and they have a big family, and they use the space because it's their formal dining room. Right. You know? Okay, so love it. They wouldn't have used a beautiful family room on the back of the house with all these natural windows and that old family room at the front of the house. They never would have used it. Okay, good stuff. Another picture here in this shot. So we're seeing a room that, what was there's double doors, right? So this was double doors into a master suite, and it was one of those big, huge master suites where you could have a dance floor in them. Yeah. And meanwhile, they had little tiny closets. So it was like, why would you do this? Why not instead get rid of one of the doors, and then we were able to do a full built-in unit across the end of the bedroom, which actually made the room feel more cozy because it wasn't long and bowling alley-like anymore. Very cool. We had a place for a TV, lots of hanging, lots of storage. So I actually tripled their storage by removing a door. And a lot of times we don't think of doing that. So that was the way we got to that. Most people would look at the double door and say, oh my gosh, this room has double doors. This is a selling feature. We must keep them. No, you don't have to. So you got rid of one of those doors, and then you've got a huge amount of storage because that door is out of the way. They only used one door anyway. Of course. One door was always closed. They were only using one door. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Okay, let's take a look at another one. This is a loft space, I believe. Yes. So this is the before picture. So this is kind of the doing unexpected. So most people think, oh, well, I'm going to do a chandelier, of course, over my dining room table. because that's what everybody does. But we decided to do something completely different. So instead, we decided to do beautiful round pendants everywhere. And so because the space is so boxy and square, we wanted to bring some organic shapes in. So by doing like 3 glass pendants over the island, and then all these beautiful, and the ones you see in that living space, the white ones, were actually all different sizes and hung at different heights. And it gave beautiful light for the entire space.
It looks so warm. It's like you have these glowing orbs all around this space. It's beautiful.
It really worked out well, and it gave a great sense of light, because you can imagine there's a wooden ceiling up there.
Yes.
So what are you going to do? Hang multiple, light fixtures, multiple chandeliers? You're not doing pot lights. And by the way, I know everybody loves pot lights, and I'm going to say that I prefer to go with ceiling mounted fixtures or recessed lighting that's like, in the cove or down at the floor level, because no one likes to sit under a pot light. So keep that in mind when you're doing your lighting. You're like, look at me, everybody, I'm on stage.
I'm on a spotlight.
So nobody likes that. So it's always nice to do a ceiling fixture when you can. You can still have pot lights, but make sure they're on separate switches, because then you can like dim your pot lights, turn up the center fixture. So lots of options.
Layer it up. Lighting, lighting, lighting. There's never too much. Thanks for that, Karen.
You're welcome.